Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Engineering Mathematics DJ Ganit. Let's start with example number 5, which is on Fourier series of functions of period 2 pi. Here we are asked to find out expansion of function fx in a Fourier series in the interval 0 to 2 pi. Fx is given by fx is minus pi if x is in the interval 0 to pi, and fx equal to x minus pi if x is in the interval pi to 2 pi, and f is a periodic function of period 2 pi. Here function is undefined at x equal to pi, so we can say that function is discontinuous at x equal to pi. At other points function is continuous, so function is discontinuous at x equal to pi and it is continuous at every other point. And using the Fourier series we have to prove that sigma 1 over 2n plus 1 square from n equal to 0 to infinity is pi square by 8. That is, if we expand this, for n equal to 0 we have 1 over 1 square, for n equal to 1 we have 2 plus 1, that is 1 over 3 square. For n equal to 2 it is going to be 1 by 5 square and so on. So we have to prove that sum of this series is pi square by 8 using the derived Fourier series. So first we write down our function. Given that fx is equal to, we have different values of fx in these two intervals. In 0 to pi value of function is minus pi, in pi to 2 pi x minus pi. So here minus pi and here x minus pi. Period is 2 pi. So first we obtain Fourier coefficient a0, it is 1 over pi. Function is defined on the interval 0 to 2 pi, so integral from 0 to 2 pi fx dx. But function has different values in different intervals, so we have to break this interval 0 to 2 pi into two sub intervals, interval from 0 to pi and interval from pi to 2 pi fx dx, and this is in the bracket, 1 over pi is in the product. Now in 0 to pi we put fx equal to minus pi, here we put x minus pi and then we integrate. So this is equal to 1 over pi, 0 to pi fx is minus pi, and here integral from pi to 2 pi x minus pi dx, minus pi and x minus pi. So this is equal to, here integral is minus pi constant, integral is x, x is from 0 to pi, here integral of x is x square by 2 minus pi into integral of dx is x, limits are from pi to 2 pi. Now we put the limits. If we put x equal to pi, we have minus pi square minus 0, so this has value minus pi into pi, that is minus pi square. Now we check this one, when x equal to 2 pi we have 2 pi square, which is 4 pi square divided by 2, that is 2 pi square, minus pi into 2 pi, that is 2 pi square, minus x equal to pi will give us pi square by 2, here x equal to pi into pi, that is pi square. Now we simplify all these things. Here we keep 1 by pi as it is, minus pi square, this is 0, and this is minus pi square by 2 plus pi square. So again here pi square will cancel out and we have 1 by pi times minus pi square by 2. Again 1 pi will cancel out and we have minus pi by 2. So therefore a0 is minus pi divided by 2. Now we obtain an. An is given by 1 over pi integral from 0 to 2 pi fx times cos nx dx. Here also we have to break the interval into two sub-intervals. Integral from 0 to pi fx cos nx dx, and we consider 1 by pi also. Integral from pi to 2 pi fx cos nx dx. In 0 to pi, value of fx is minus pi. So here we write minus pi cos nx dx plus 1 over pi integral from pi to 2 pi. Here we write x minus pi. In pi to 2 pi, fx is x minus pi times we have to multiply with cos nx. Now here this pi will cancel out and we have negative sign outside. Integral of cos nx is sin nx divided by n. X is from 0 to pi. Now here we have to apply that formula of integration by parts. We consider u equal to x minus pi and v equal to cos nx. So x minus pi as it is, integral of cos nx is sin nx divided by n minus derivative of x minus pi, which is 1 minus 0, which is 1, integral of sin nx, which is minus cos nx by n, and there is 1 n here. So minus cos nx by n square. X is from pi to 2 pi. Now here for x equal to pi we have sin n pi, which is 0. For x equal to 0 we have sin 0, that is 0. So this term vanishes for limits of x. Plus 1 over pi. First we consider x equal to 2 pi. So here we will have sin 2n pi, which is 0. So this term will vanish when x equal to 2 pi. Here negative negative positive, and we have cos 2n pi divided by n square. When x equal to 2 pi we have only this part. Now we put x equal to pi. So due to x minus pi in the product, when we put x equal to pi, this is 0. So 0 into everything is 0. Negative negative positive, and cos n pi divided by n square. So this is what we obtain for x equal to pi. Cos n pi divided by n square, negative negative positive. So now we simplify this. Cos 2n pi is minus 1 raised to 2n, which is 1. So 1 by n square, minus cos n pi is minus 1 raised to n divided by n square. Okay, we are using the fact that cos n pi is minus 1 raised to n for any integer z. So cos 2n pi is going to be 1, and this we can rewrite as, we can take 1 by n square common. So 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n square times pi. So these are the values of coefficients an. Therefore an equal to 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n square times pi, n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So these are the Fourier coefficients an. Now we obtain Fourier coefficients Bn. Formula for Bn is 1 over pi integral from 0 to 2 pi fx times sin nx dx. Because our function is different in different intervals, we rewrite this as integral from 0 to pi fx sin nx dx plus 1 over pi integral from pi to 2 pi fx sin nx dx. Now we put value of fx in these two intervals. In interval 0 to pi, fx is minus pi. So here we write minus pi times sin nx dx plus 1 by pi in this interval. Value of fx is x minus pi sin nx dx. Here pi will cancel out and we have negative sign outside, and integral of sin nx is minus cos nx divided by n. Limits are from 0 to pi plus 1 over pi. Here we apply integration by parts with u equal to x minus pi, v equal to sin nx. So x minus pi as it is. Integral of sin nx is minus cos nx divided by n minus derivative of x minus pi, which is 1, integral of this bracket, which is minus sin nx divided by n square, and here limits of x are from pi to 2 pi. So now we put limits. So before that we can write here one more step. Negative will be positive, cos nx by n, and then we will put limits in the next step here, plus 1 by pi. First we put x equal to 2 pi, so sin 2n pi is going to be 0, and here we have 2 pi minus pi, that is pi, and we have negative sign, so it is 2 pi minus pi, which is pi into minus 1, that is minus pi cos 2n pi divided by n. This is for x equal to 2 pi. Minus when x is pi, we have pi minus pi here, so that is 0, and this is going to be sin n pi. Sin n pi is also 0. So this is when x equal to pi. Here we are using all these facts. Sin n pi is 0 for any integer. Cos n pi that we are going to use, that is minus 1 raised to n. So here upper limit is x equal to pi, so we have cos n pi minus cos 0. In the division we have n, and here we will multiply this with 1 by pi, so pi will cancel out and we have minus cos 2n pi divided by n. Now cos n pi is minus 1 raised to n, cos 0 is 1 divided by n, minus cos 2n pi is 1, so we have used that cos n pi is minus 1 raised to n, n belongs to z. So if we have cos 2n pi, we have minus 1 raised to 2n, which is 1. Now here we can take n LCM, so we have minus 1 raised to n minus 1, so that is minus 1 raised to n minus 2 divided by n. So these are the values of coefficients Bn. Minus 1 raised to n minus 2 divided by n. N is taking the values all natural numbers. This is valid for any natural number n. So now we have all the Fourier coefficients, so we are able to write down the Fourier series of given function. So Fourier series of fx is, here I will not write down equality because function is discontinuous at x equal to pi. So fx is equal to a0 is approximately equal to a0 by 2 sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx. And we check what is a0. a0 is minus pi by 2. So minus pi by 2 divided by 2. So that is going to be minus pi divided by 4. Now coefficient an is 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n square pi plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n square pi into cos nx plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity bn we have just calculated minus 1 raised to n minus 2 divided by n times sin nx, and this is for values of x in interval 0 to 2 pi. So if we wish, we can write few terms of this series here. Before that, we consider this pi outside summation. It is independent of n, so we can take it outside summation, and we have 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n square cos nx plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n minus 2 divided by n into sin nx. X is in between 0 to pi. And we write down few terms of both the series in the summation. Now here, if n is odd, 1 minus 1 raised to n equal to 1 minus 1, which is 2 if n is odd. Now if n is even, this is going to be 1 minus plus 1, that is 0. So if n is even, value of 1 minus 1 raised to n is 0, and if n is odd, value of 1 minus 1 raised to n is 2. So we will consider only odd values. Because 1 minus 1 raised to n equal to 1 minus 1 equal to 0 if n is even. If n is even, minus 1 raised to n is 1. So we have 1 minus 1, which is 0. If n is odd, minus 1 raised to n is minus 1. So we have 2. So value of 1 minus 1 raised to n is 2 if n is odd, and it is 0 if n is even. So we consider only odd values. So 1 by pi, for n equal to 1, we have 2 divided by 1 square cos x. For n equal to 2, it is going to be 0. For n equal to 3, we have 2 divided by 3 square cos 3x. For n equal to 4, it is 0. For n equal to 5, we have 2 divided by 5 square cos 5x, and so on. and we write down few terms of that second series also. If we put n equal to 1 here, we have minus 1 minus 2, that is minus 3 by n minus 3 by 1 into sin x. Now if n is 2, we have minus 1 raised to 2, that is 1. So for n equal to 2, it is 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. So we have minus 1 by 2 sin 2x. For n equal to 3, we have minus 1 raised to 3, that is minus 1, and minus 2, which is minus 3 by 2 sin minus 3 by 3. We are putting n equal to 3. So minus 3 by 3 sin 3x. For n equal to 3, here we have 3 sin 3x, minus 1 raised to 1, it is minus 1 raised to 3, which is minus 1 minus 2, which is minus 3. And we can write one more step here. For n equal to 4, we have minus 1 raised to 4, which is 1 minus 2, that is minus 1, and minus 1 by 4 sin 4x, and so on. So here also this term becomes, if n is even, this term becomes 1 minus 2, that is minus 1, and if n is odd, this terms becomes minus 1 minus 2, that is minus 3. So this is the Fourier series of our function, which is given on the interval 0 to 2 pi. Now here in this first series, if we wish, we can take these two outside summation. It is present in each term, so we rewrite this series as minus pi by 4 plus 2 by pi cos x over 1 square plus, we are getting this pattern, cos x over 1 square plus cos 3x over 3 square plus cos 5x over 5 square, and so on. Here we have taken 2 common, and we keep this as it is. So this is going to be, we can take negative sign outside, so we have plus 3 sin x, 3 sin x plus sin 2x divided by 2. This we cancel out 3, and we write minus sin 3x minus sin 4x divided by 4. Here every term will be positive. We have taken negative sign outside summation. So this is the Fourier series of given function. So now we have to decide that for which value of x in this interval we obtain the series which is we are asked to derive. Here we are asked to find out sum of this series. Let me check which series we have to did this from Fourier series. So we have to derive that this series 1 over 1 square plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 5 square has summation pi square by 8. So now we think for which value of x we will be able to derive this series. So here we can see we have our function defined in the interval 0 to 2 pi. So if we consider say x equal to 2 pi, or we can try for x equal to pi. Suppose we consider x equal to pi, then we can see this second series will vanish because sin n pi is 0, and here we will have cos pi, cos 3 pi, cos 5 pi, and so on, and we will be having negative signs, minus 1 by 1 square, minus 1 by 3 square, and so on. So that negative sign will be taken outside the bracket. But function is not continuous at x equal to pi. So as we know, if function is not continuous at some point, then sum of Fourier series at that point is equal to right hand limit of fx and plus left hand limit of fx divided by 2. That is, sum of Fourier series at a point of discontinuity equal to average of right hand limit and left hand limit of function at that point. So here fx is discontinuous at x equal to pi. At x equal to pi, fx is discontinuous. It is not defined even at x equal to pi. So we will require left hand limit and right hand limits at x equal to pi, and therefore we write that the sum of Fourier series which we have obtained in this equation, that we give number 1. This whole series is Fourier series of fx. So therefore the sum of Fourier series 1 at x equal to pi is, first we put x equal to pi in series 1. So we write it minus pi by 4 plus 2 by pi then cos pi divided by 1 square. Cos pi is minus 1, so we have minus 1 by 1 square plus cos 3 pi over 3 square. Cos 3 pi is also minus 1. Cos 5 pi, which is minus 1, divided by 5 square, and so on. And in the second part, because we know that sin n pi is 0 and sin function is there in each term, this part will vanish. So we have only this portion, and because function is discontinuous at x equal to pi, this summation is equal to limit of fx as x tending to pi from its right hand side plus limit of fx as x tending to pi from its left hand side divided by 2. And we know how to find out limits. When x is approaching pi from its right hand side, x is greater than pi, and if x is greater than pi, we are in the interval pi to 2 pi, and in interval pi to 2 pi our function has the value fx equal to x minus pi. When x is greater than pi, we are in this part, so here we put fx equal to x minus pi, and when x is less than pi, fx is minus pi. So here x is approaching pi from its right hand side, that means x is greater than pi, so here value of fx is x minus pi. If x is approaching pi from its left hand side, x is less than pi, and value of fx if x is less than pi is minus pi. So now we can put x equal to pi here, so this is 0, and here we have limit of constant minus pi is minus pi, so the limit is minus pi divided by 2. So now this series on left hand side is having this sum minus pi by 4 plus 2 by pi. Now we can take this negative sign outside the bracket, so we have minus 2 by pi and inside the bracket we have all the terms positive. 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 5 square and so on. This is equal to minus pi by 2. So let me check again. Left hand side is minus pi by 4. We have taken minus 1 outside, so we have minus 2 by pi times this series with every term positive, and this is equal to this average of right hand limit and left hand limit is minus pi by 2. So now we take this pi by 2 on this side, so we have pi by 2 minus pi by 4, and we consider this on right hand side, so we have 2 by pi 1 over 1 square plus 1 over 3 square plus 1 over 5 square and so on. Now pi by 2 minus pi by 4 is, this we can rewrite as 2 pi by 4 minus pi by 4, that is going to be pi by 4. So pi by 4 equal to 2 divided by pi 1 over 1 square plus 1 over 3 square plus 1 over 5 square and so on. So now this is equal to 1, we write down this series on the left hand side, and this series equal to pi by 4 into pi by 2, which is pi square divided by 8, and this we can write in sigma notation as sigma n equal to 0 to infinity 1 over 2n plus 1 square. So sum of this series is pi square by 2. We can check by taking, if we take n equal to 0, we have 1 over 1 square. For n equal to 1, we have 1 over 3 square. For n equal to 2, we have 1 over 5 square and so on. So in this way we are able to derive this sum of this series, which is nothing but pi square by 8 for a particular value of x, which is pi, but here our function was discontinuous at x equal to pi. So this sum of Fourier series at x equal to pi is equal to average of right hand limit and left hand limit at x equal to pi. So this is all about this session. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.